Hey guys, how's it going? Richard here with Alien Bros. Today, I have some seriously strange stuff for you guys. First, we have some truly crazy UFO sightings, and then afterwards, some news regarding a popular potential senator of Florida that I found to be pretty crazy, but I'm not quite too sure what to think about it. And I want to get you guys to give me your opinions on it. I want to know if you guys think she's telling the truth, or if this is just a political lie to pander for votes. If it is, then it is certainly a step in the right direction in terms of disclosure. Anyway, we'll get into more on that later. For now, let's go ahead and jump right into the UFO sightings. This first sighting was captured over Everett, Washington on March 17th of 2018, and it is probably one of the most unique UFO sightings I have seen in a very long time. I'll say I certainly have never seen a UFO quite like this one before, and I think you guys will find it just as out there as I did. I'll go ahead and play you guys the clip now, and we'll analyze it further afterwards, alright? Here it is.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I've never seen anything like it. It had a bunch of sparkling lights on and stuff.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? It's definitely one weird sighting, that's for sure. To be honest, I'm not even sure what to classify this UFO as. It breaks the norms of what people typically see and classify as UFOs. So what exactly is this thing that the witness managed to capture on film? The way it looks and how clear the footage is pretty much eliminates everything I normally compare to sightings while trying to debunk them, so I'm pretty much at a loss for words. I really want to know what this thing is. The pixels all line up and I can't see any signs of CGI or tampering of any sort, so I think it's definitely a legitimate object, but what the heck is it? I can't make out any real shape to classify it, and it looks purely white and lit up, so even though you can see quite a bit of detail when compared to your average UFO sighting, it's still very hard to make out what it is. If this is a craft from another world, then I suppose there is no reason for it to look like something that we would consider normal. It makes me feel like it is less likely something government, and more likely entirely alien. Is this explainable? Maybe. Maybe it is, but I don't have an explanation for it, so if you can come up with one, then by all means do so. The witness that filmed this sighting was clearly not the only one that saw the object, and it seems very obvious that what was going on in the video was legitimate and not some sort of hoax, at least as far as I can tell. If it is a hoax, it is extremely well done, and I would love to know how they did it. I think that if anything, it may be an object that was mistaken for a UFO, if it isn't something ET or all-around paranormal. However, I don't have any idea what sort of terrestrial object this could possibly be. That's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think about this sighting down in the comments. Do you think that you can explain this away? If so, then please do. All theories are welcome. Anyway, next up, we have a UFO sighting from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it was captured on May 23rd of 2018. It shows a very strange, brightly lit object hovering over the city that you need to see for yourselves to understand just how awesome this sighting truly is. I'll go ahead and play you guys the footage now so you can see it for yourselves and talk more on it afterwards, alright? Check out this footage.
Holy dude. This is another one. This is not a plane. This is not a plane right here. It's literally hovering over the city. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. It's not moving. It just has lights on. Oh my god. Dude, this is fucking wild, bro. This thing is not, this is not a plane. It's literally floating here. I'm amazed. Sorry guys, this is weird. I know this is weird, but this is a triangle of lights in the fucking sky right here. Holy shit, dude. If that ain't a UFO, I don't know what is, man.
So yeah guys, this is definitely an awesome capture. I'll go ahead and read you guys the witness's statement and give you some more context on this sighting. The statement reads, "I was driving to go pick somebody up in downtown Oklahoma City and I spotted to my left an object floating over some buildings. I didn't get a great video of the first one I saw, but I kept driving and saw a second one directly in front of me, which is in the video that I have attached here. It was a triangular object with lights all the way around, first hovering and then slowly taking a westward flight path. Very slow movement. The lights never wavered. Could definitely tell it was completely triangular from the lights. I have seen something sort of similar before, but not like this and not as close as this either. It was plain out insane. I lost sight of the object because I was driving and recording, but I didn't stop as I was on the interstate." That is the end of the witness's statement. Alright, so before we go any further, as I have said many times before, I do not recommend anyone use their phone or any other device to record sightings while driving. However, this sighting was just too good not to share with you guys. When I first watched this sighting, I actually thought the object was a classic saucer shape. However, after rewatching the footage a few times, I was able to see that what the witness said about the lights being triangular is indeed accurate. The witness likely got a far better view of the object than we did, so I think he is right. As far as what the object is, I think I have an idea. I don't see this being drones or anything along those lines. The object is far too large and far too bright. It is clearly stagnant in the sky, so it cannot be a plane, and it does not comply with the FAA's laws regarding aviation lights. So what do I think this object is then? I think that this object he captured is likely the coveted TR-3B Black Manta, or TR-3B for short. For those of you that don't know what a TR-3B is, it is supposedly a government reverse-engineered extraterrestrial aircraft, supposedly originating from S4 at Area 51, which we've talked about in past videos. It is a magnetic field disruptor plane, and it is supposedly 10,000 years more advanced than any of our most advanced publicly known space travel technology. This sighting certainly does fit the description of the triangle-shaped aircraft, but is that for sure what we're seeing here? I can't say for certain, so that's up to you to decide. The way it sits so still in the sky makes me think it fits the description in terms of propulsion systems, and the shape clearly fits the description too. The only real question here is, why would the government be flying this thing over a populated city where people would be able to see and record it like the witness in this sighting did? It seems strange to fly it in plain sight like that, unless of course it actually isn't government in origin and is actually something purely extraterrestrial. It's hard to say for sure. All I can say without a doubt and without further evidence and information is that this is certainly not an ordinary aircraft, and certainly, as far as I can tell, is a genuine UFO. This was a great capture, and thank you to the witness that filmed it. Alright, next up we have a UFO sighting that comes to us from La Porte, Indiana, and was captured on July 3rd of 2018. It shows footage of a cigar-shaped UFO flying very close to the ground and incredibly slow, right above a set of power lines. And before I play the clip, I think it would be a good idea to let you know that the witness actually contacted the La Porte County Airport and was told that there was nothing relating to what he captured in the area, like say a blimp or another conventional aircraft that could be mistook for this UFO. And they claimed they had no radar documentation of it either, meaning either this was something military or it was not supposed to be there. I will go ahead and play you guys the clip now, and as usual, we'll get into more on it afterwards, alright? Here it is.
So, whatever the that is. I have no idea what I'm seeing right now. I'm in LaPorte. I think I'm in LaPorte. On my way to LaPorte. It's 11:50 in Elkhart. I think they're an hour behind me. It's 10:50. I was driving down the road. Saw it from a distance. It's moving very slowly, horizontally in a straight line, perfect straight line. Video's a little shaky because I'm taking it from my cell phone. I'm really not sure what I'm seeing right now. I really don't know what to make of that. Really, I do not know what to make of that right now. I'm going to zoom out. It's approaching the house. You can see it's relatively rural area. No traffic anywhere near me.
So this sighting is certainly a weird one, to say the least. This craft is flying far too low to the ground to be a blimp, and if it were a blimp or something of the sort, the LaPorte County Airport would have confirmed it as one. So what is it? What did this guy film? To give you guys some more context on this sighting, I'll read you guys the witness's statement. The statement reads, "I was driving my work truck heading west towards LaPorte on West 400 South as I came out of the trees and I saw a reflective object about 200 feet up off the ground or so moving very slowly. I approached the intersection of West 400 South and Long Lane and I observed and began recording at that time. I wasn't sure what I was seeing, but it was very abnormal how slow it was moving and it was fairly large as you can see in the video, and also very shiny and reflective. And it made no noise. It looked like a shiny egg or pebble. It moved very close to the high-tension power lines. I watched as the object moved along the power lines from west to east, then over the farm. I watched until it was out of my view. As I was driving away on West 400 South, I could see it hovering above the farm in my side view mirror on my work truck. The whole incident lasted about 4 minutes, and I was nervous because I have never seen an aerial vehicle like that. I've seen military drones at the rail yard near our town, and I have a quadcopter, and I've been to many air shows. I wanted to follow it, but I was nervous and I was on the clock and had to get back to the job site. The last I saw of it, it was hovering over the barn. I found it very odd with no easy explanation as to what it could have been. I called the LaPorte County Airport and spoke with Diana, and she informed me that at the time they had no radar hits and she had not given out any permissions for agricultural drones that day, nor were there any blimps or anything of the sort flying around in the area. I'm attaching the video that I took. I apologize for the F-bombs. I was just very surprised at what I was seeing. I narrated the video to document what I was seeing in the location. That is the end of the witness's statement. So this sighting certainly has a fair bit going for it. The fact that this object was not given permission to fly that day and it didn't register on the airport's radar makes this sighting extremely credible and moreover just strange. I just wish we could have seen some more action from this craft in terms of aviation capabilities, but even without a display of what it can potentially do, it is still one heck of a mystery object. As I said before, there is no way this is a blimp, which was what I thought it was when I first watched the footage, and after I did more digging into it, a blimp or any sort of similar craft simply was out of the question. What's more, this craft does seem to be a nearly perfect oblong oval, and it does not appear to have any sort of deck, which further threw out the idea of this being anything conventional. I think the witness here may have caught something awesome. I don't know for sure what it is, so only take my opinion for what you think it's worth, but I think this could likely be military. Maybe it's ET in origin, but I have a strong feeling that this could be some sort of military spy craft being tested out in a remote area. Of course, it could be ET, or maybe you could think of something conventional that this craft could be. And if so, then definitely let everyone know down in the comments, but I think this sighting is truly something unknown, and with the amount of evidence from the airport backing it up, it makes me believe we may have an incredible capture here of something truly unknown, at least to the general public. Let me know what you guys think about this sighting, and if you have more evidence on this sighting or your own sighting, then definitely send us over an email. Alright, moving on, let's get right into the strange but potentially awesome news I have for you guys. So, as many of you are probably aware by now, the Florida Senate seat is currently up for grabs, and what you may not know is that Bettina Rodriguez Aguilera A Republican attempting to replace outgoing Senator Ilena Ross-Lehtinen in Florida's 27th Congressional District claimed that she has been abducted by aliens multiple times, been spoken to telepathically by them since she was a child, and supposedly learned a great deal from her encounter with these supposed extraterrestrials. In a 2009 interview, she claimed she first boarded a spaceship occupied by aliens as a 7-year-old, and recently, 2 CNN news anchors were unable to keep a straight face when they were discussing the story. One said, and I quote, "I can't believe you just said that line," when acknowledging her comments about past issues with aliens. She described 3 blonde, big-bodied beings, 2 females and 1 male, that visited her when she was a child, and have communicated telepathically with her several times all throughout her life. Aguilera is quoted as saying, "I went in, there were some round seats that were there, and some quartz rocks that controlled the ship, not like airplanes." The encounter has led to the congressional candidate making unfounded claims regarding her past relationships with extraterrestrials. One of Aguilera's claims being that the world's energy center is in Africa, and another one that there are 30,000 skulls different from humans in a cave in the Mediterranean island of Malta. Furthermore, the local Miami Herald said in its endorsement of her that the experience is a, quote, non-issue, and in a recent article stated that we realize that Rodriguez is an unusual candidate. Her bona fides as a former elected official and now a businesswoman who spends time in other countries training women to run for office are solid. An editorial page editor, Nancy Ankrum, said, and I quote, "Here's why we chose her. She's not crazy. We chose not to see her as a two-dimensional figure, and we chose not to make that an overriding concern. We're more thoughtful than that." In a statement, Ms. Aguilera said, "For years, people including presidents like Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter and astronauts have publicly claimed to have seen unidentified flying objects, and scientists like Stephen Hawking and institutions like the Vatican have stated that there are billions of galaxies in the universe, and we are probably not alone." She went on further to state, "I personally am a Christian and have a strong belief in God. I join the majority of Americans who believe that there must be intelligent life in the billions of planets and galaxies in the universe." Now, I'm not going to give my opinion on this and doubt her encounter, as I feel that any claim of abduction deserves to be looked into and further researched to gauge the authenticity of the encounter and come to a conclusion of whether it likely happened or not. And please note, I do not back any political party, and I have no interest in bipartisan politics outside of when it pertains to the subject of UFOs and potential releases of classified information. So please don't go crazy on me down in the comments, because I am not endorsing any political candidate or party. I am staying as unbiased as possible in this one, and my comments should not be taken further than how they relate to the subject of UFOs. However, when it comes to politicians, I am very wary of their claims regarding ETs in any sense. For example, many of you are likely aware of when I reported on Hillary Clinton and John Podesta's claims to release UFO-related files to the public that wouldn't put national security at risk, and I immediately called them both out for pandering to the UFO community for votes. I didn't believe a word of it, and I did not say this from any political standpoint. I say this because Hillary had been in the position to release at least some of this data for decades and never had an interest in it until the 2016 presidential election, when it would benefit her. She could have leaked the Pentagon UFO footage if she had wanted to, and Bill could have as well, which makes me think her claims were nothing more than an attempt at gaining votes from UFO believers that she most likely believed were gullible enough to buy into her lies. This makes me wonder if Aguilera is simply borrowing a page from Hillary and simply taking it a few steps further, or if she is actually serious and truly believes that she was abducted by extraterrestrials. I'm not going to call her a liar, since I have no idea what this woman has been through in her life, but the idea that she could simply be pandering for votes very heavily weighs on my mind. I honestly hate it when any politician lies about their interest in this field of research, and I feel they are simply attempting to make fools out of the UFO community. Now, I also feel that if Aguilera is telling the truth, then it will be an amazing first step towards building a house of lawmakers that will potentially help release information on the truth about these sightings, so long as they can forcibly get a hold of it themselves, which would be flat out incredible. So part of me wants to believe her, and another part of me wants to dismiss it as political pandering. This is why I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you believe she's telling the truth? Or is she just another lying politician attempting to gain votes from the growing community of UFO believers in the United States? I want to hear your thoughts on this before I come to my own conclusion. At the moment, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but if you guys could point me in the right direction with Aguilera's claims, then I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, but stay tuned because there is a lot more coming, and we will have it posted very soon. If you liked the video, then please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out, share it, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. It really helps us out, and it'll let you guys stay up to date by sending you a message straight to your inbox every time we upload a video, and you can stay on the up and up with all the latest alternative news. And remember, You have to hit the bell if you want YouTube to notify you when I upload new videos. Unfortunately, just subscribing on YouTube isn't enough these days. Also, if you want updates on when our videos will be coming out, then please go follow our Facebook page. The link is down in the video description. If you have some UFO footage or evidence that you would like us to feature on the channel, then please email it over to us. Our email is down in the description as well, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Also, if you guys want to help keep this channel going strong, then donating even $1 a month to our Patreon would be extremely appreciated, because YouTube isn't paying us, so this is all out of pocket for us. However, as I've said many times before, we love it and we won't be quitting anytime soon. Thanks again for your support, guys. It means a lot to us, and don't forget to browse the channel if you're new and get yourself up to speed. As always, I'm Richard with Alien Bros, and I'll see you guys again next video.